In this video, I will share with you two stocks that will skyrocket and maybe 2x in 2026. Mark my words, because I'm sure I'll go back to this video sometime in 2026, just like the video I made about AMD 5 months ago, and only 4 months later, AMD doubled. Let's also not forget that I hit the table on these stocks back in 2022 and they all doubled. I know it's not easy to find a stock that will 2x in 1 year or two, and the main reason people are losing money or picking the wrong stocks is because they pick a stock based on hype or feelings, not on data and math, and the stock eventually crashed 30 or 40% and sometimes 70% and never recover. In this video, I got you. I will give you the data and math. I always base my stock picks on data and math, not on feelings or hype. There is no place for emotions in the stock market. The moment you start investing based on hype or emotions, you've already lost. Even if you gain 50% or 2x in 1 week, you will crash in the long run. Trust me, I've been in the market for more than 6 years. I've seen many of my friends lose their money. So stay disciplined, stay invested, and focus on the long run, not the short run. That is how I went from 5 figures to 6 figures and hopefully 7 figures. And that is the mission of this channel, is to hit our first $1 million together. These stocks I'm about to share with you, I own all of them in my portfolio. So the first stock that I think will skyrocket in 2026 is Adobe. You want to know why? Check this out. The gray bars are Adobe's quarterly revenue, or in other words, how much money Adobe is making every quarter, and the yellow line is Adobe's stock price. Usually, the company makes money, the stock price increases. That is the logic. In other words, the yellow line should follow the gray bars. If the gray bars decreases, which means the company doesn't make any money, then the yellow line should follow and decline, which is the stock price. Basic logic, right? That means Adobe's business is strong, but investor sentiment is weak. As soon as investor sentiment changes, you will see Adobe stock price rally. If you're not convinced yet, okay, I got you. Check this out. So the red line represents the number of shares in the stock market, meaning the number of stocks any investor can buy. The number of shares has been decreasing since 2017 until today. That is a 15% reduction. Adobe is aggressively buying back its own shares. Why is this good for the company? Well, imagine you and four of your friends open a coffee shop together. The coffee shop makes $5,000 in profit every month. Each one of you will get $1,000. One day you said, I want to buy my friend's share. Now you own 2 shares instead of 1. Instead of making $1,000, now you will make $2,000. That is equivalent to your shares plus your friend's share that you just bought. That is exactly what Adobe is doing right now. You will see earnings per share skyrocket because revenue is increasing and shares are decreasing. You know what happens when earnings increase? Yep, you heard that right. Stock price goes parabolic as soon as sentiment changes. I will tell you a story about a stock that behaved the same way, and before you knew it, the stock skyrocketed. The stock was Microsoft back in 2014. Microsoft's revenue was growing steadily, just like Adobe right now. But investor sentiment was poor, as many believed Microsoft was a slow tech dinosaur due to Apple's rise at that time. Microsoft kept putting good numbers year in and year out. Sentiment changed and the stock skyrocketed more than 5x in 6 years, while revenue only doubled. The same kind of setup Adobe has today with its Creative Cloud and AI tools. If you think AI is eating Adobe's lunch, you are wrong. If this is true, you will see revenue decline. I told you we don't invest based on feelings and emotions, we invest based on data and math. Just a few months ago, many people thought Google was dead and that no one was using Google search anymore after the rise of AI tools like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and Grok. Sentiment was poor, but Google kept putting good numbers quarter in and quarter out. Just a few months later, Google skyrocketed and became the top Mag 7 gainer in 2025, this year, because fundamentals were poor but numbers were outstanding. Just a matter of few months before it reflects on the stock price. The next stock that I think will skyrocket in 2026 is PayPal. Yep, you heard that right. It is PayPal. Check this out. Stock price is down while revenue is increasing, fundamentals are strong but sentiment is broken. The easiest thing that can be fixed is sentiment, because if fundamentals is broken, it's really hard to fix that. We saw Google a few months ago how it rallied after sentiment changed and became bullish. Same story with AMD. If you remember AMD in that episode that I made, sentiment was poor back then. Everyone called AMD advanced money destroyer. Just a few months later, we saw how it 2x and how everyone is bullish about AMD now and they're buying it with $200 price, and Google the same. You don't want to buy those stocks when they are up, you want to buy them when they are down, but fundamentals are strong, they should be strong. That is the game of the stock market, and that's how you double your money. Trust me, I've been in this game for too long. I have seen Netflix back in 2022 when it dropped 75% back then. Everyone said that Netflix is dead, and Amazon Prime and Disney Plus ate Netflix's lunch. So back then, I looked at Netflix fundamentals and they were all strong. So I went ahead and bought Netflix, and guess what? The stock 7x'd from there. The rally might take 1 year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, who knows? But eventually it will rally as long as revenue is up. PayPal and Adobe did not rally as fast as Google or AMD or Netflix or Meta back in 2022, but I know for sure they will all rally, and I will remind you of this video. Check this out. PayPal is doing what Adobe is doing, buying back shares. This will increase earnings, and that's how you see parabolic stock price increase. Also, look at the PE ratio. It is down, it is extremely undervalued. Now check this out. Look at the forward PE, it is only 10. That is insane. This stock is extremely undervalued and it will skyrocket soon. If you want to know what PayPal's stock price will be in 2026, watch this video.